come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast to the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. Happiness comes. Gladness come to me. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Running fast for the edge of my life. Jesus saved me now. Happiness comes so seldom. Gladness come to me. It is here in the Father's kingdom. It was there for me. You took me, and you washed away my sins. You washed away.
You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, theys and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your very high host Hunter here. Hope you're all having a good night. Hope you're safe. Hope you're well. I've got honestly two of my favorite people on to talk about some good films. I'm very excited to talk about both of these. You know, my first guest as the co-host from Afternoon Tune. Check them out every week. As someone who doesn't listen to a lot of podcasts, they're actually one of the few I listen to. Much love to Josh, even Dusk, co-host of the Afternoon Tune. Nick, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
Dude, thank you so much for making the time. I appreciate it. And then we've got consistent contributor of the show, brilliant Marvel Rivals player. I'm consistently reminded of how great Brandon is at Rivals when I play with other people who aren't Brandon and they're shit with Cloak and Dagger. I'm like, God damn it, I wish I was playing with Brandon. Like, it's just be better with Cloak and Dagger, god damn it. Brandon, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I cannot complain. Can't complain on this good old Monday.
Hair's looking good, by the way, man.
Thank you. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, speaking of hair, I got to figure out what I'm doing with mine because I have not gotten a haircut since lockdown.
Ooh.
And so,
Wow.
it's been a minute. Also where I'm at, there's not a ton of places for. So that is one thing, like, white people, like, just do not ever think about is the fact that we act like, if you have ethnic hair, you have to find someone who can actually cut your goddamn hair. You can't just go to fucking, you just can't go to fucking Supercuts and just be like, hey, like, give me whatever, like the three of us were actually talking about this because Nick understands this with his hair.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of money for the shit I put in my hair. It is not cheap shit that I use what's her name, Tracy Ellis Ross, fine ass Tracy Ellis Ross. I use her line, but her stuff is fucking great. And so, but my hair is starting to dread itself. So I'm like, oh shit, I should probably do something with this. So I might row it. That might be the move. But anyways, gentlemen, Nick, let's start with you, man. So y'all know the drill. We do Soapbox Corner. I have something that I very much need to rant about, but Nick, is there anything good or bad you'd like to tell the people?
Nothing really good. It's more just, we've been on the internet for a very long time. We can all say that. And one of the new internet sweethearts is Sydney Sweeney, and of course, American Eagle, that store that you find most of the white people at in the mall.
So true.
Well, they did an ad with her talking about Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Get it? Because they're a jeans company, and she's also basically genetically engineered in a lab to be super hot. Well, the internet lost their minds over some thought that they were trying to promote eugenics. Is see, they're trying to erase everybody else and promote the blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay, first off, she's not naturally blonde. Just putting that out there. Secondly, Jesus Christ, it ain't that deep. It's just a fine ass white girl with big naturals and a peachy ass and some jeans. It ain't that deep.
Is right.
Yeah. Right. I didn't even realize there was a whole controversy until you honestly said it in the chat. Yeah. I was like, wait, there is? I was like, I just
same. It's like I saw the ad. And it was like, okay, it's just kind of a corny ad.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, people. Y'all find the weirdest shit to get mad about, and then you're not upset enough about other shit. And that and to be honest, I was talking to my mom about it. This is the worst time in recent history to be someone who tries to think about shit, because it's because right now it is just you look around, it's like, why is this? Why are y'all so dumb? And I'm not even just saying politically, like movie wise, the fact that Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion, I can't express y'all how much that upsets me. Like, it's just one of those things where, and I haven't seen it yet. I like, you know, like I'll watch it at some point.
Yeah,
when it hits Disney Plus, but
I did see it, and yeah, I'm trying to remember what word I used in my review of it on the Tune. I think it was aggressively mid.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Damn, and so y'all know what's been going on with me, like in terms of just getting back to work here in the last couple months. But I'm starting to slowly get caught up on movies. So Sinners is going to be probably Thursday night because I'm going to go see Honey Don't on Thursday.
Okay.
Come on, Ethan! Don't drive away dolls me. Come on, man! Like you got this. You come on, man. But I just. You know, so Brandon, I'll save you for last. I'm sorry, Nick.
Okay.
Did you have anything else? I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to step on your on your soapbox there.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, kind of like going back to, you know, what you're talking about, because, you know, I'm a big fan of mixed martial arts in the UFC, and recently, last Saturday, we had a title match between Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. And Chimaev, in the past, he was like one of the like newer UFC signings in the pandemic during 2020. He fought like 3 times that year, steamrolled everybody. But then because of COVID and various travel restrictions and the fact that he's, you know, besties with the Chechen warlord, that put a little damper into, you know, him coming over to fight in the US. You know,
that's not great.
Where most of the UFC's events take place.
Jeez.
And people are getting up in arms about him and his performance Saturday night, which I watched the fight. I'll say it wasn't entertaining. It was not fun to watch. He mostly just, you know, took him down, controlled him for 21 minutes and 44 seconds of a 25-minute fight. And, you know, took him down, controlled him, dominated the fight, but made no effort to, you know, try to finish it, which he had multiple opportunities to do so. But people are mad about that instead of the fact that he's besties with a warlord.
Okay.
The things you get mad at,
that's the UFC. It's so confusing to me right now because, like, I wouldn't know about UFC if you didn't talk about it. Like you keep me informed on the product, but also I think Dana is just so, like, kind of like with pro wrestling now. We're past the days of like one person really kind of on the marquee. It's more the brand that's doing the selling now. And a lot of that is, you know, because I think back in 2015, the UFC went from Zuffa and the Fertitta brothers, Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta, who bought the UFC back in the late 90s. It went to WME and became a, you know, publicly traded company. And a lot of that was because, you know, that was, you know, the rise of Conor McGregor. And now we're in the, you know, publicly traded era of the company where, you know, they got onto ESPN 5 years ago, and now they have one of the most lucrative live sports deals ever with Paramount.
Jesus.
Which is so crazy. So I'll tell y'all right now, like that. Okay, you know, so this actually kind of transitions perfectly into my soapbox. Y'all, you got to pick one or the other. And when I say that, let me use J.K. Rowling as an example. Okay. You know, someone that I have said hilariously cruel things on the podcast about. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of her as a person. I loved those books when I was a kid, and I loved all 8 of those movies. That's about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's where it stops. Like for me, you know, like I had someone I was talking to. Their name isn't important, but I have the movies. I have the movies on 4K. I got them like I think 4 years ago on a Black Friday deal, and that was like like maybe 3 or 4 months before she put that essay out. That if y'all have listened to the podcast, go look that up. If you haven't heard that, I just call her the C word like 30 times. It's quite funny. So if you want a good laugh, go back and check that out. But but yeah, this person I was talking to was just like, oh yeah, like you have the DVD still. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna LeBron James this shit. I'm not gonna burn the jersey because it's like I spent. But at the same time, can y'all leave these new kids alone? Like these new kids are gonna be able to change their lives and like the lives of their families. Who I guarantee you, these kids aren't coming off from like probably the best of circumstances. I'm sure they're looking for a shot, that role that could go ahead and transform, their family's future. Good for these kids. I hope that, the experience is good. It's not some, I know we're depending on Warner Brothers to do right by these kids, which, but
that's a big if.
I mean, we're asking Hollywood to do right by these kids. I mean, that's a bigger fucking ask, but pick who, like, you got to be consistent in your outrage. And I say that because I have a couple friends who are, like, fuck J.K. Rowling, fair enough, fuck Harry Potter, fair enough. But then you're watching WWE, and what they just did is they brought back Brock Lesnar, who is named in that Janelle Grant suit of like people, and I had people going like, dude, did you watch SummerSlam? It's like, no, at some point, like, Brandon was on the review for the Netflix Mr. Vince McMahon documentary.
Yeah, that was right.
And you watch that documentary, and it's just like, god damn, like that's something that just makes you feel gross by the time you get to the end of it. And you're talking to someone in myself who's been pretty familiar with what a scumbag Vince allegedly is, and it just but at some point, y'all, you gotta cut bait. Like, if you're gonna at least not cut bait, at least call the shit out. At least do that. But I had so many, the amount of men that I saw going, oh, look at, like, Brock Lesnar's back, cry about it. It's like, can y'all at least be original? Can you, like, think of something else outside of these, Fox News, like, catchphrases that they go ahead and just spew? It's like, god damn. Like, you wonder why women are so, like, you find out someone got assaulted 20 years after the fact. It's like, whoa, why didn't you say anything about it after it happened? This is why. Go in a fucking comments thread. This is why. The amount of people were just like, oh, Brock Lesnar's back. By the way, that 2 years he hasn't been in WWE paid the whole fucking time. Wasn't even on like a suspension or anything. It's like, y'all, like, and this is the same week for the first time in years that they said, oh yeah, we're no longer doing press conferences where you can ask questions of the wrestlers. The same week they bring Lesnar back. It's just like, y'all, like what else do they have to do to show you that they're just a shitty company? I was one of the people, because I know how much Nick loves UFC, I was like, oh cool, Dana White should be fucking gone because he hit his wife. It's common knowledge. Why the fuck is he still involved in UFC? And he came out and was like, it makes no sense for me to be punished. It's like, oh my god. It's like, can y'all like at some point, and look, I admit it for myself, I admit the fact that, NFL's coming back in a couple weeks. My fantasy league is Sunday. I'm fucking stoked for the NFL to be back, but the NFL is a garbage organization. Look at how much the cheerleaders get paid. So it's just like, look, y'all, like, ethical consumption, that is its own slippery slope. But y'all, you gotta call this shit out. Like, if you're gonna be mad about Harry Potter, you should be mad about WWE. Which takes me to my big thing, which is Hulk Hogan. The amount of people, y'all, you have to stop with this shit. When someone dies, that they're just reset back to zero. That's not how shit works. If you're a shitty person in real life and then you die and people were talking shit about you, you were a shitty person. You dying in no way.
Hulk Hogan was great in Gremlins 2.
But like, oh yeah, he is in Gremlins 2. That's right. I won't you lie though, dude. The Muppets from Space cameo, kind of fucking great when he shows up. You're wait, why? Sure. Like no that's a great fucking cameo. Yeah, you're just all right, like Hulk Hogan.
I like the cameo in Rocky 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like that's
great cameo. Like, terrible human.
But that's the thing. Like, I was talking to one of my friends about it. I was like, look, I discovered wrestling in 93. So, I liked Hulk Hogan. I was a huge Randy Savage fan. I'm happy about that fact, because at least Randy Savage is a slightly better person than Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up with a Hulk Hogan fan. Like, he was like a real life superhero, before the superhero craze, took over. But you just see clips and you hear things throughout the years about how, he stopped Jesse the Body Ventura from forming a wrestlers union. He ratted him out to Vince. Like, that was one of those things where it's like, oh wow, what a fucking dick. Because Hulk Hogan was wrestling at the time. Imagine what the conversation is if he decides to go ahead and actually back Jesse and not be a fucking snitch. As someone who grew up in the early years of reality TV, like the Osbournes and all that, I remember Hogan Knows Best. And even as a teenager watching Hogan Knows Best, the way that he would talk about his daughter is just like, man, you're like sexualizing her. She's like 15, gross, and then you're fat shaming her, like, oh, one donut leads to two leads to three, and you're just like, god damn. It's like, can you like ease the fuck up? Like, it's really scary to look back on. And look, was he filmed without his consent? Yeah, but we heard what he said. He said the N-word, and he said it with the hard R, not the, not even nigga. I was like, let me tell you something. Oh, I mean, brother. That's what I meant. I didn't say. It's one of those things where, okay, I think as a society, as much as quote cancel culture is/isn't a thing, especially if you're Mel Gibson, I understand how scary it can be for people in terms of like, what do you forgive, what don't you forgive. But I do think overall, if you actually show the fact that you are sincerely sorry, I think people are more inclined to forgive than they're not. Mm-hmm. The fact that he had a chance to be like, yeah, what I said, I fucked up and da-da-da. But no, what he did was he's just like, no, you have to be careful about what you say around certain people because you could always be recorded. It's like, you learned nothing. God damn it. It's like, and you had multiple black wrestlers come out and just be like, dude, like, this is a layup. I mean, it's black. I mean, we're black people. We would compare it to a layup, but it's like, can you just stop being an asshole? And then you have him talking about punching Kamala Harris and giving her the big boot. It's like, oh my God in heavens. Like, why do you suck so bad?
Yeah. That's why the Iron Sheik is the best. Like,
he's always like, fuck the Hulk Hogan. Yeah. And so I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I saw that he died, I was like, oh, all right. Like, like that sucks for his family, ? I mean, I feel bad for his daughter because I know Brooke. I'm sure she's going through fuck his son, the one who drunk drove and killed, like, left his best friend a vegetable. Yeah, that family's fucking terrible. But yeah, the last thing I'll just say on it is, if you're someone who's like, I grew up with Hulk Hogan, da da da. Look, I did too. I get it. I get the like the nostalgia. It's funny because I was gonna review Mr. Nanny like a couple months ago, and then someone I read something that he said, and I was like, oh yeah, he like turned to a giant trumper. Yeah, I don't really want to review Mr. Nanny anymore. But it's one of those things where it's like, people, like, your sins aren't washed away just because you died. And as someone who's waiting for certain people to pass on, they will go ahead and take on the exact same, the same rules will apply, because yeah, I don't give a shit if you died and you're a piece of shit. So yeah, all right, there's my soapbox. I'm done. Brandon, what you got, man? You got anything?
Yeah. I'm gonna go the light route, positive soapbox hour this time. Taking a page out of the How Did This Get Made podcast, where Jason Mantzoukas and Paul Scheer usually shout out some of their stuff they're watching or reading. Okay. This time I'm going to shout out some comics that are relevant to what we're doing today. So the first one, I don't know if you can see it. There we go.
Yeah, I can see it.
Is The Thing by Walter Mosley. Art by Tom Riley. One of my favorite artists right now. It's a very great just solo Thing story. Feels classic, like comic book, classic sci-fi. It almost feels like a blaxploitation like movie at points.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like a really good solo Thing story. He's not with the Fantastic Four. They're like off on some mission. I think him and Alicia aren't even together, so it's like him single, him lonely, him getting into some sci-fi shenanigans.
Ooh,
very just easy read, you know, one and done, one shot, 6 issues. Came out in 2021. Very good read if you're a fan of The Thing or Fantastic Four in general. Then I got this Superman Up in the Sky by Tom Riley.
Oh, I love that. Love that cover. Damn, let's go.
Tom King, you know Tom King. Everybody knows Tom King.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just a really good, another good, just one and done story of Superman simply trying to save a little girl that got kidnapped in space. It's like a lot. It goes to just like a lot of just the classic Superman mythology. Talks about like why he is what he is, why people are inspired by him, no matter what planet it is on. Just it's a straight up good Superman story. If you want a good old one and done. After watching the recent Superman movie, I highly recommend that. And then yeah, I've been recently watching this fun Disney Channel show that's probably not going to get another season called Stugo. Very weird, reminds me of Chowder in its comedy and animation almost. And yeah, it's just a dumb, fun story about a bunch of kids who get scammed by a scientist who like says they're going to be on a summer camp, but she just uses them and abuses them, and it's very funny. Yeah, that's what I got today.
Okay, hell yeah, I that's on my watch list.
It's very fun.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit I'm trying to catch up on. Like I haven't watched Ironheart
too much,
yet, y'all. Like yeah, I'm very slowly. And I'll be real, I haven't finished Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur yet, just because when I do, I know it's done, and I just and I just keep, and that's just something that makes me really like. I'm gonna be real, y'all, and this is gonna sound terrible, and it's such a defeatist attitude, but it's hard for me to invest in shows now until I hear they get a season 2. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like, I'm almost just waiting. I'm like, are you gonna cancel something that I get into? That's how I felt the Brother's Son. I dug the hell out of that show, and then Netflix was like, "Fuck you." It's like, God damn it! It's like, why do I even try anymore? It's like,
hell, I was that same way with Warrior when I first watched it a couple years ago, and I binged the whole thing, got through season 2. It was like, all right, cool. Where's season 3 at? And just waited and waited and waited, and it finally comes out, and it's gone. It's canceled.
Yeah. I'm still sour about Warrior, man.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people, maybe some of y'all remember, but that's how it was with Community. Like, and I was watching Community like in real time, just being like, "Oh God!" Same thing with Chuck. I'm like, "Are you guys just going to cancel the show that I'm horribly invested in?" God, Zachary Levi, why did you have to just?
It reminds me of like a joke, like in like Robot Chicken, like at the end of every season, they'd always have like okay, yeah, we can't wait to get renewed, and then they're like, "You're canceled," and like it's like it feels like that with every show now. It's like, oh, you never know anymore.
It really does. Before we get to our reviews, just real quick, I'll say for myself as I'm catching up on stuff. I watched Drop. Dug the shit out of Drop. My review's actually up on the channel now, y'all. Really dug Drop, and actually went back and rewatched it.
It's a solid little thriller.
It is.
Yeah,
I forgot. I rewatched it also while I was on duty Sunday, and I forgot like how well the buildup of the mystery of like who's responsible is handled.
Yeah, I really dug that. I watched Locked, which I also enjoyed. That was a fun little thriller. Bill Skarsgård and Sir Anthony Hopkins. Really dug that one too. Not as much as Drop, but I still had fun. With it. And then I just watched Borderline with Samara Weaving.
Borderline.
Yeah, I
Cool.
just watched that and had fun with that too. Like I think my biggest complaint about that movie is that it's not companion, and I was kind of getting companion vibes off it. Like that's my bit. Like I know that's almost like unfair, but that's my brain is connected with companion. And
you're comparing a movie with featuring two humans versus a human and a clanker.
I mean, true, but I just like that's like my biggest issue with it. But the guy who plays the stalker in that made me genuinely uncomfortable.
Jack Nicholson, dude.
Ray Nicholson,
baby.
He's had a heck of a because I first got turned on to Ray Nicholson from Smile 2. And if you watch the trailer of that, he's giving that signature Nicholson grin, and it was like, okay, Jack couldn't deny that kid even if he wanted to.
No, not at all.
Yeah, he was also great in Novocaine because he played the villain in that.
We haven't watched Novocaine yet. That's on the list, so that'll be watched here in the next couple weeks too. But yeah, like as far as like stuff recently, I've been digging some stuff, which brings us to Superman, which is really the big kickoff for James Gunn's DCU. Nick, you see there wearing the Superman shirt. So let me say this. Let me get my rant out of the way. I have been so excited for James Gunn to do a DC film again. When he got fired from Guardians of the Galaxy, you can go back and check the tape. I did a real talk and I flat out said, and I'm quoting myself, if DC has anyone in that company with a brain, they will hire James Gunn to run the new DCU. Direct quote from your boy. And when he came back for Guardians 3, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of wild. But then it was like, oh no, he's gonna be running the new DCU. And I flat out said when they announced it, I was like, okay, this is the best thing that happened to Marvel. And I say that because look, Marvel at this point, I don't even know how many projects we're in. We're at 40 plus. I know we're over 40 if you include all the shows and shit. Like there's so much like again, I haven't watched Ironheart yet. Like I am like Mr. Marvel. Like you know, like but even I'm behind on this shit because again, sad boy mode, but also just like there's so much content.
So much.
And I do think that if there's anything that comes out of this with Gunn running the show and Peter Safran, I want to say is their guy, with them running the show, is that there's going to be actual competition, and as I have said on here, and I've said on the Afternoon Tune, anytime I'm on there for comic book anything, competition is better for us, the consumer. I think the crimes that the old regime put on that brand, I think they should be dragged into the town square. Not just looking at Snyder, I'm looking at everyone there who really damaged that brand in a way that is fucking criminal. Like, I know I get the Marvel boy shit, but as someone who grew up with DC too, like it was fucking heartbreaking to see them just screwing the pooch over and over. Like I even said, as much fun as I was having giving Snyder bros shit, I was like, I do want these movies to be good because I hate sitting through, I hate sitting through bad comic book films, but they just kept shooting themselves in the foot. Like Krypton was a shockingly good show that I feel like I and maybe 3 other people watched. No one fucking watched Krypton. No. Like it's like, but check out some of that Brainiac dialogue. Like their portrayal of Brainiac is fucking great on that show. Superman and Lois, another show that I feel like how people weren't watching this. But again, they didn't promote this shit. It's like, could y'all put a little respect on fucking Superman? And so heading into this movie, I was like, okay, weirdly, this is kind of like Fantastic Four. We haven't had a great Superman film in a minute. I would say Superman 2 was the last great one, and that's what, 85, I want to say. Like it's been forever since we've had a great Superman film. And I actually went through and watched every single Superman live action film before this. Yes, including rewatching Man of Steel. And And I just, as I was sitting there, it's fascinating how I think those scripts get in their own way, especially Man of Steel, because I do think, you know, as much shit as I give Zack Snyder, and it is all well fucking deserved, by the way, that fucking goon. But credit where it's due, the actual destruction of Krypton, I think it's beautifully done. It's one of those things that when I watch it, I'm like, God damn, okay. And that is one thing about Snyder. He knows how to destroy shit. He's not a deep director, but he knows how to make things go kablooey. But then you watch Man of Steel, and it's just so much violence for the sake of violence. Like it's just there because it kind of has to be. I think in his brain, it reminds me of like when I was a kid. I would just kind of be like with my action figures, like buh, buh, buh. Like that's basically what the fight scenes turn into after a point. The thing about this movie, and this is where I immediately noticed the difference, is every time Superman fought, it felt like there was a purpose behind it. Like he wasn't just fighting for the sake of fighting. I was like, oh, this is actually here because it needs to be, not because it's written in the script to be. Like this actually feels like this is a progression of where the story is started at. Also, and look, all due respect to Henry Cavill, it's not your fault. They Andrew Garfield your ass. Like I can only be but so upset with you. The new homie,
David Cornsweet.
Yeah, the one who got stabbed by Mia Goth after he rearranged her guts.
He got stabbed after he stabbed her.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't want to say this, and I've been thinking on it, and I've been really like sitting with it. He's my favorite live action Superman. I love him so much in this shit.
Right now, especially like in the 21st century, it's like him or Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah, for sure. Those two are right neck and neck.
Yeah, and I think Tyler is going to age like very well in that debate because I think the last season of Superman and Lois, even though I think they did rush some stuff, he's nailing that. Like any scene he's in, he's like the best thing in it. Like he's amazing in the last season of that fucking show. But Cornsweet though, the moment when you get the tease of it in the trailer or the last trailer, when he's talking to Lois Lane and she's interviewing him, the switch from Clark to Superman is such a this fucker gets it. Like he completely he gets it.
Yeah,
and it's one of those. Yeah, go ahead.
I've seen the movie at this point like 4 times now, and I just rewatched it this weekend, like just lying in bed. And when that moment happened, I like sat up for a little bit and just tried to get a bitter. It was like, yep, they're cooking.
Yeah, he just fucking gets it. And let me just get this out of the way. Lois Lane herself, Rachel Brosnahan, who you know from Blacklist,
House
Cards,
and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Which again is another show I feel like me and like 5 people watch. That's a great fucking show. If you have not checked it out, highly recommend. First off, my God, that woman just whoo, like all of her red carpet looks. I was like, girl, like she knows. Like she put this on. She was like, yeah, let's go with this. It's amazing to see a Lois Lane who has something to do in live action because it's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen that.
And more so than seeing, a version of Superman where, he is, smiling. He is, happy to be there, who wants to, do the right thing. Having a Lois Lane who embodies the character and has an arc and a personality other than just hole for Superman's penis.
Damsel in distress. Yeah, I don't even think she gets saved by Superman in this movie. She saves him.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how Amy Adams, one of the best actresses in the last 30 years, is just reduced
nothing.
Jack and shit to do in those.
Nothing.
And the thing about Brosnahan's performance is that she challenges Clark in the way that Lois should challenge Clark. Because Lois, in her pursuit for the truth, always thinks she's correct. As someone who often thinks that, I completely related to Lois. I was like, yeah, go ahead, Lois. Like you are right. But also, I am very aware of how frustrating it is to date someone like that, because there are these points where Clark just looks at her like, girl, come on.
Yeah, she is like rage baiting him, and it's so funny to watch.
It's working.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Every time.
But I love the actual conversation they have in her apartment, where that whole interview scene is just, I think, a masterclass, and it's one of my favorite scenes in a comic book film in the last couple of years. Like, I love that scene because she kind of lets her guard down just a little bit, and she's like, I knew this wouldn't work, and it's just that little bit of a crack for him to go like, wait, like, what was that? And like, you see that she is capable of being vulnerable, but her pursuit of the right thing, her pursuit of the truth, that transcends anything else in her life, which is why her relationships often don't fucking work. And it's such a cool moment. And again, show your audience, don't tell. Like, the film doesn't tell you that shit, but it shows you in that scene. You're like, oh, okay. Like, this is why there would be, some distance between the two of them. On top of that, this just jumps into the shit. It's just like, this is Metropolis. Here's our world. Boom, let's go.
Yeah, and I think I said this during my review on the Toon, that this is probably the first time since a movie like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, where you feel like you're brought into the world of a comic. In this case, it's something that's been long running. Feels like you're picking up issue like 57 off the shelf.
Yeah, like, I really like the little, like, it gives you, like, it's weird how this and Fantastic Four kind of open up similar in that aspect, where it's like, here's a montage, here's what you need to know about the characters, and we're off. And it's like, and honestly, I like that both films do that, because at this point,
we're past origin stories, like
with
these characters, especially.
Yeah, with Batman and Superman and Spider-Man, we don't need the origin stories anymore.
Yeah, 1,000%. But to go through the rest of the cast, I fucking love our homie from Righteous Gemstones. Like,
oh yeah.
I can remember how you say his last name. Is it
Tyler Gisondo?
Gisondo, thank you. He plays
Pussy Hound Jimmy Olsen.
He plays Jimmy Olsen,
accurate Jimmy Olsen,
and straight up. So first off, the fact that Jimmy Olsen's in the movie, he should have been in all these fucking like because everyone forgets that Superman actually does have friends. Like, that is a fucking, they're not all super friends, but Clark does actually have a social circle. And I was actually happy that, there's a director who's read a goddamn comic that's not Red Sun or Injustice, and being like, oh yeah, Superman has a friend group and actually talks to his parents, and like all these things where I'm like, oh, these are all very vital things to getting this character right. And but Jimmy Olsen in this, the Olsen drip is real in this movie, and it's done in a way that, to your point, Brandon, is comic accurate. Again, people read fucking Superman, but also it's played for humor in a fun way, but it's not like aggressive about it. It's just this it's kind of like the Tropic Thunder Al Pacino joke. Like, they do it just enough to not run into the ground, but it's kind of there in the background. Like, it's a very fine balance that they strike. But yeah, Nick, I'll throw it to you first. Talk to me about this movie. What were you thinking going in?
So going in, I was excited for this off of Gunn's resume with comic book movies in general. I mean, I think all three Guardians of the Galaxy movies are phenomenal. I think they're S-tier Marvel.
Yeah.
And I adored 2021's The Suicide Squad. Just seeing what Gunn could do playing around in the sandbox of the DC universe, when, he was basically given like no restrictions on it, other than, including certain characters, which even now they're just like, whatever.
We had Starro in that movie. Like, I don't think people understand who don't read Suicide Squad what the fuck they're missing a movie like that was. Like, but to your point though, Gunn just, I think he's gotten better with each film because like you like as a fan of Slither, as much as like gross stuff, I'm just like, God damn it, Slither's a great fucking movie.
Yeah,
but
Slither's great, and so is Super. But it is cool seeing, you know, the progression of Gunn as a filmmaker. He has his own, you know, visual tricks that he likes to do. It's things that are aspects of his style that might, you know, rub some people the wrong way. But for me, they work, and especially here where you get a Superman story that is at its core about Superman and not kind of the, you know, bloated, overblown mess that I was a little cautiously optimistic about because they were including so many other DC characters like the Justice Gang, like Guy Gardner, Kendra Saunders, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho. But all of them, they play bit parts in here, and all of them are here to serve Superman's arc in this and the message of this movie.
Totally.
Which is crazy because like I'm at that point. I need to just stop questioning Gunn on that front because I was
the gun was loaded.
But as I was watching, I was like, because watching the trailers, I'm like, oh man, Justice Gang's in here. Okay, you gotta have something for Lois to do, and his folks are in here, and oh shit, Crypto's in here. I'm like, oh fuck, that's a lot. How's he gonna balance all this? And yeah, I just have to stop questioning Gunn at this point because he found a way to make everything feel relevant. The fact that Crypto is in here and Crypto works better in here than in a animated film starring himself, like it's so goddamn funny to me how well this movie works, because I really was looking for something. I was like, is there something about this that just irritates me? And there's not. Like I hate doing the whole like, you know, well, like because I don't think there is a perfect film. Even the stuff that I love, I can find something. But as I was watching this, I was like, he's just finding a way to pull this off. I do agree with something that you said in the chat, Nick. There is no Superman theme per se in this, and I won't lie, for some of those moments I'm like, this is where something like a Black Panther jumps out to me, just because there is a Black Panther theme to the character, and it's like,
not that there isn't, you know, a Superman theme, because of course there is. There is iconic John Williams theme from '76, and here it's Dave Fleming and John Murphy who rescored the mix. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first came into this, that was one of my, you know, slight nitpicks. But when those notes hit, especially in this arrangement by David Fleming and John Murphy, I was like,
it does hit you in a way that you're like,
Like, if it ain't broke it, don't fix it, you know. Like I definitely would have liked to see what a new score.
If they had any other theme for this take on Superman, I don't think it would have worked as well.
I do agree with that.
People love that theme. It's like, as much as like people love like that Batman theme or the James Bond theme, like the Star Wars theme, like that theme is like synonymous with the character now.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I will say for myself though, like that is an advantage I think that Fantastic Four does have in terms of like Giacchino, because I think Giacchino, and just to jump to this real quick, I think Giacchino scored the shit out of that fucking like anytime I heard just like the little bit of the thing, like we were listening to that on the drive back because we saw it together this morning, and I'm just like, God damn, this score just it hits in a spot that I'm good, like, man. Yeah, like I was getting the goosebumps like anytime, like it's like, oh, like. But to Nick's point, when you hear the bits of that theme, it is just like, oh god, it's so good, like it's so goddamn good. Getting to other parts of the film, we gotta talk about the homie. We gotta talk about Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
So we've all talked shit about him, rightfully so. Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex is just rough as being kind to it. Like it is it's a bad fucking performance. I was so happy to hate Lex Luthor again I was like, he's a monster. Like, this is like I said this in the chat. This is James Gunn doing a Spike Lee impression because he's not subtle about how he feels about certain shit. Like, Gunn came at this from an angry perspective, and to be honest, I kind of love him for that because, like, you can tell those people talking shit about him online. He's like, oh, cool. I'm cool. I'm gonna literally compare you to monkeys. I'm like, oh man, got him. All right, there's one knocked out, and oh, tech bros have so much money and don't do anything to help the world. Oh, look, Elon Musk didn't know you're bald. Let's throw that in here too. Like you see it's like a fucking like hit list. You're like, God damn. Okay, you got trolls. You got people who use the word woke to describe anything progressive. He got like you go down the line. It's like, man, Gunn was pissed off.
Yeah, which funny enough, because on the Afternoon Tune, we actually did like a takedown of Ben Shapiro's review of Superman, which check that out, youtube.com/theafternoontune.
Nice.
And a lot of it was him just nitpicking about, this, a lot of, that visual joke of, the monkeys being trolls.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. But Nicholas Holt's, like, his Lex, James Gunn hates Lex Luthor. And I mean that as a compliment because like, the more you're watching Lex, you're just like we've talked about this in the chat, especially Brandon and myself. When you start going down the line of like haters in comics, it's probably like Kingpin, Joker, Magneto, Lex. Like, they're all kind of in this like almost this S tier by themselves, because some of the stuff they do just to be assholes, you're just like, God damn it, like, why are you such a dick? And Lex, like, some of the shit Lex has done in the comics, like, just do a quick Google search, people. My favorite, one of my favorites is when he gets his sister paralyzed and basically like has a way to cure her, and basically just like basically pours the shit down the drain. It's like fuck you. And like you're just like, God damn. Then
Lex in the comics, and I think in a lot of media, he's a character that's gotten like, reevaluated, as time has gone on. I remember in the 2010s, they've tried like turning him into an anti-hero, like even down to him literally joining the Justice League at one point. And it doesn't touch that, that once in a generation hater that Lex is in this movie.
Yeah.
Because he's doing it for the love of the game. Like, he loves
1,000%
Superman so much.
That motherfucker has, Euphoria by Kendrick as his like alarm clock.
He is borderline. He is borderline hard whenever he can ruin Superman's life. You
remember the scene of him in the little control room? That, of course, iconic.
Yeah. What? Fucking Injustice combo. I lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, Injustice, let's go. But
I'm glad they kept the camera from the waist up, because I'm pretty sure he was rock hard.
Oh, 1,000% in those black slacks, like he was. you thought kryptonite was pointy, but it's like,
no.
It's insane how much like he kills someone in this movie, and I won't spoil it, but he kills someone, and when it happened, I was like, God damn it. I actually yelled that in the theater because I was just so like, it's like, there's no reason to do that, but you did it just to be a dick. And it's like, and just the more you think about Lex, the more fascinating as a character he is, because there's this point of self-awareness where Superman straight up calls him out on his ego, and Lex admits it. He admits that he's right, and you're like,
driven by envy. It's like, yeah, no shit, genius.
But you're like, but it's like, you have that level of self-awareness, and yet you still refuse to change in any meaningful way.
And that's like the whole message of this movie, because
exactly
I saw like things online saying about that. Yeah, this movie, sucks because Superman doesn't grow or change. And that's not what this movie is about. This movie
At all.
is taking, Superman's worldview of, be kind to people, truth, justice, better tomorrow, all, what makes humanity great, and seeing that as his greatest strength. This movie's whole message is to challenge that with the reaction to this invasion that he stops, and with the, Lex Luthor. And this movie is ultimately reaffirming that point of view.
Exactly. Like it's, and again, this is where the whole Christopher Nolan says superheroes have to be dark / injustice shit really frustrates me, because
Man of Steel, Injustice, those have done irreparable damage to DC Comics and Superman for the last like almost 20 years.
Yeah, agree. Like, people, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched like a lot of Superman or read a lot of Superman, watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Like, watch how much fun that character can be, because Superman is like funny, and it was actually nice to see him crack a joke or two in this movie, because like he is having fun. I will say, without spoiling too much, but the thing for me that gives us an edge over Fantastic Four, because I enjoyed both films quite a bit. The scene that he has with Pruitt Taylor Vince, who plays John Kent. I was weeping at that scene. I was crying. I was crying like a black mom over a casket. I was just like, oh Lord! Like, I was like, I could not stop crying during that scene. And yeah, sorry, go ahead, Nick. You were trying to say something.
Yeah, it was like, I've watched this movie 4 times now, and every time I get to that scene, I start to feel the waterworks. And especially like this last time, where I already knew it was coming. I was like watching it with somebody, and I was like trying to hold back the tears. And then I heard her sniffling next to me. It was like, oh, thank God.
It's I'll be real. It's the same moment I have, or that same kind of feeling, that when I watch Wakanda Forever, I see everyone in Wakanda dressed in white, I just feel my hands start to twitch. I'm like, oh Jesus! Like, I felt like, it's about to cry, and then I can't stop crying. It's so funny to think about Man of Steel, and we've made the joke about was I supposed to do that? Let him die? Maybe. It's just like, wow, what a fucking dick. In the contrast in that scene to this, you're like,
I made this point during my Ben Shapiro takedown, because of course he brings up Red Sun, which his whole point is like, Superman, he grew up as a communist, so he's evil. It was like, Man of Steel Superman is more evil than Red Sun.
Yeah, he honestly is. That's wow. That's fucked as that is to
honestly,
say. But that scene in particular just warmed my heart in a way that I just was not. I was like, God damn! Like, okay, we're doing this. Cool. I don't have who played his mom.
Well, that's Neva Howell.
Thank you. The whole like, I cleaned your boots for you. I was just like, his parents were so sweet. Like thank you.
And
like,
people are shitting on them because they're not conventionally attractive the way Pa and Ma Ken have been portrayed in Hollywood in the past. Which, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean,
it's so goddamn dumb.
It reads like people who have never met anybody from the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like come the fuck on. And let's be clear, I'm sure most of you who are in those comment sections are way less attractive than Mom and are, so you can sit your asses down.
I'll say it, but Neva Howell can get it.
There you go.
You know what? You would have a juice box after, so why not?
Old lady snack in the house.
Right.
Come on now.
Right. I will say, we haven't even talked about them yet. I was so happy Justice Gang was in here. And so let's run it down. So, we got Nathan Fillion, who I will be the first to admit,
After like almost 30 years of voicing Hal Jordan on
he's like
various DC animated projects.
Yeah,
like now I'll be Guy Gardner.
Is he a bit old to be playing Guy Gardner? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But does he deserve this for being like that? Would be like if they brought, which they should, have Matt Ryan show back up as Constantine in live action because as loyal as a fucking soldier as he's been, he deserves one chance to be in like a big budget film with that character. But I love Nathan Fillion in this because Guy Gardner is a fucking dick. If you've read Green Lantern, you know what a dick he is. And he is basically smart Zoolander. Like he's like the most vain piece of shit in the world. He thinks he's the best.
Which is weird considering that haircut.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Like outside of the looks, he's not Zoolander, but I love how he plays Guy Gardner. I love the fact we're actually seeing Green Lantern powers used correctly because man, like I haven't rewatched Green Lantern the movie in like basically since that came out. I will rewatch it. I'll rewatch it before Lanterns comes out, but from what I remember, it's shit. And the power set in particular is really shit, especially again if you've read read a good amount of Green Lantern. It was actually cool to see the power set used correctly here. Isabella Merced. I cannot honestly express how surprised I was by her. I thought she was great. Like it's an appetizer in terms of her character. It's kind of like I kind of equate her performance to Elizabeth Olsen's in Age of Ultron, where you're like, okay, you're getting a little bit, like we're getting a slither of what she's clearly capable of, but they clearly have plans for her because she does something near the end that you're like, oh shit, that's gonna have consequences. It's something that actually shocked me.
This is gonna be big down the line in a movie where for as many failed attempts that there were at launching other cinematic universes of how much the focus was on just setting up the next thing. This does it really well in an organic way where okay, first off, I'll say it, that was hot. What she did.
Let it do it again. More people should be killing fascists. I'll say it.
I could not agree more. And like the way and honestly, the way that he's talking shit too, like you're not gonna do anything.
Like,
she's like,
you got the sense that she was probably just gonna scare him, and then he had to say that. Like,
but that's the thing though. Like, kind of similar to not many, but some characters in the MCU. Not everyone should have the same moral compass, and I love the fact that Superman is making a point to not want to kill, that kaiju monster.
Yeah,
but everyone else is like, fuck this monster. We don't give a shit.
Even then, he admitted it was like, could we have gotten it somewhere safe, or at the very least put it down less painfully.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay, there's a clear difference because Hot Girl's like, oh, what did you say? Oh no, my hands they're so sweaty.
Pop letting fascists drop.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so crazy to see because I was one of the few critics who put their necks on the line and actually said Dora and the Lost City of Gold was better than it had any right to be, and I gave her props in that. And I had people give me shit, and now it's like she's fucking Hot Girl, and she'll be playing this role for the next decade plus. So I mean, she'll have a steady check coming in, which good, she deserves to. And hearing her actually talk about the character, she knows her shit. She knows her shit. I was like, okay, this isn't Kate Mara on Fantastic Four. It's like she actually knew about the character. Like, what a fucking concept. As we wrap up here, it's a okay. If it's a spoiler, okay, this is a spoiler. So give me like 30 seconds if you haven't said it. All right, spoiler. I lost my shit when Supergirl showed up. I lost my goddamn mind. I was like, Holy fuck! Let's
I was
go.
already intrigued by a Craig Gillespie directed Supergirl movie, one that was adapting Woman of Tomorrow. Which, if you hadn't read that comic, read it right away.
It's one of my favorites
in
in the
several
past.
years.
I don't even know how long. That comic is good.
It's legit one of my favorite comics in the last decade. Like
So
I love that. I love that. I was talking to
and it jumped, and that movie, just after seeing Superman, it jumped from something that I was curious about to I need that shit tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Give me that movie.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm so freaking hyped to see what we're getting with that.
Yeah, and the actress playing her, Millie Alcock, who I adored off of the first season of House of the Dragon.
We love her on Hot D. Shout out Hot D.
Yeah, I'm excited, and she, just a couple lines she delivers, it's like, oh, she gets it. Oh, she gets how to play this character. Okay,
and also it instantly recontextualizes all of Crypto's bad behavior.
Yep.
Yeah, like, it really does.
Yep, he is the spoiled boy dog of an irresponsible girl owner.
Yeah, as someone with 2 spoiled cats, I felt that very much. It's like, Crypto's a good boy. It's like y'all just don't understand. Like, you don't understand him, but
you don't know him like I do.
Exactly. But getting the final thoughts here, I walked out of the theater just happy. I was just like, God damn it! Like, James Gunn gets this shit. I was like, DC's coming. I've been saying like Feige and everyone, like, DC's gonna be on your ass. And again, this is a good thing. This is a great thing. The fact we have Woman of Tomorrow look forward to. The fact that the Batman 2 is going to start shooting soon. Part 2, pardon me, is going to start shooting soon, which hell yeah. We should be getting probably a Wonder Woman announcement by the end of the year, I think, at the latest. Because apparently that's
the funniest thing ever was that Gal Gadot was certain that they were going to make a Wonder Woman 3 with her, proving that adding to the list of better actors than her, add James Gunn to that list.
Yeah, that shit. Oof, that was rough. Like, she fucking crashed and burned on that shit. But as far as a rating,
typical of the IDF blaming the bomb on anyone but them.
You're not wrong. But as far as myself, man, fan fucking tastic all the way. I haven't seen Sinners yet. Everyone I've talked to has that as like a top 3 film of the year at worst, which I'm sure for me it will be too. But currently, this is my favorite film of the year. Because I went back and I was like, man, do I like this for Thunderbolts more? And I'm like, I really love I love Thunderbolts, especially for the last 30 minutes. But man, just some of this shit Lex does in that last third for me just hits on such a level that I'm like, oh man, like you're what's beyond a tool, like that's what you're being right now. I love this movie. So yeah, fan fucking tastic for me. Nick, final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, so I said it on the tune that after Sinners, this is probably my favorite movie of the year. So I caught this the Thursday night it released at like one of the early IMAX fan event showings. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to sleep after seeing the movie. So I bought another ticket and I went right back to the theater after I sat down at home for like 20 minutes. And I've seen this movie 4 times now. And each time I have like come away. What was that line from Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent? It's like, I cried through the entire thing and it made me want to be a better man. And I honestly say that with this version of Superman. It is refreshing to see a character who I grew up loving in the comics and in his various animated appearances, and finally get a live action version of that on the big screen that understands that at his core, Superman is just meant to be the best of us. He's meant to inspire people to be kind to each other, to look out for the little guy. And having a character that aspirational is, wonderful to see.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like being kind is the new punk rock, and this movie is fan-fucking-tastic. I adore this movie so goddamn much.
Let's go. All right, Brandon, final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, I've seen this movie twice now in theaters, and
Nice.
it was amazing. Like, just like singing off the same sentiments as Nick. Like, it's just amazing each time. Like I've loved this character in animation form more than live action. So like it's nice to have like a live action version of this character that like is just as good as like his appearances in the animated movies and the animated series. This movie like makes me excited for the universe, like makes me excited for the future. I know like a lot of times in this age of cinema, like we talked about it earlier, we're not sure when something's going to get another season. Sometimes we're not sure if a movie's going to get made, or if it gets made, will it get shelved? We see that? So like this makes me excited for that universe, despite like all of that. Like I feel like Gunn definitely is the right person to be the head of this, and it makes me excited for like stuff like Supergirl and even the smaller stuff like Clayface. And like I mentioned, Batman, like whatever's coming, DC is good.
A Mike Flanagan written, James Watkin directed Clayface.
Give me that. I need that. But yeah, no, I love this movie so much. I think David Cornsweet is like a fantastic Superman. The whole cast like makes me like more interested in that world. Like it feels so lived in. That opening crawl. Yeah, right. Like I mean, like Nick said in the beginning, like it feels like just picking up a Superman comic, like in the middle of a run, middle of an arc or something like that. And like, yeah, you're familiar with the characters, but like the story is going, and you just kind of have to be like, all right, I'm along for the ride. And I think I love that in our, modern comic book movies. Just like, take me on a ride, tell me a story. I know these characters already, like no need to rehash what's already been known. But yeah, I think this movie is fan-fucking-tastic. I think it's a part of a great resurgence, a great different making of Superman's appearance after the travesties of Injustice and stuff. The just revitalization of Superman's image with this, and like my adventures with Superman as well.
Yes, let's go.
After years of Injustice, the Zack Snyder movies, and literally an entire genre of what if Superman were evil?
Yeah, the Homelanders, the Omni-Mans, all that. Like we've had so many evil Superman, so it's nice to see a Superman that is smiling and having a good time. Like
and caring about civilian casualties and legitimately trying to save everyone he can.
I made the point that he saves more people in the trailer than he does in the Snyder films. I was like, he saves a squirrel, for fuck's sake. I was like, he gets it.
He pushes a puppy out of the way of a kaiju.
In the beginning of this movie, his first lines.
Like, that's how you do it. Save the civilians, then war a farm.
Oh man! But
Josh from Afternoon Tune saying, if I was Superman, would be Homelander. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm very aware that you'd be Homelander.
In the beginning of this movie, like just like when after he gets like killed or whatever, like the line delivery he gives when he's like, "Oh golly," I'm like, okay, I knew this. This is great. He's great. I'm there. Like I was sold.
It was like instantly I knew. It was like, oh, this guy's a fucking dork.
He gets it. He's a fucking farm boy dork.
It's the same reaction I had watching the pilot to Superman and Lois. It was like,
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're
Cornsweet nails it.
Yeah. It's like you're with someone you definitely should not be just on how dorky you are, but you found a way to work it. So good for you. Fan-fucking-tastic across the board for Superman. James Gunn, come on, the real Pineapple in the Afternoon Tune. Come on, you know you want to. just come on, give us 20 minutes apiece. But oh yeah, and actually, speaking of James Gunn, I'll have a review for Peacemaker season 1 and the premiere of season 2 on Friday because I'm off Friday, so I'm actually just started my Peacemaker season 1 rewatch earlier tonight, so I'm gonna probably keep that going after this. So
you should check out the podcast they're doing with the rewatch.
I did see that. I think I'm gonna start listen. I think I'm gonna listen to that
cool
on
behind the
walk.
scenes stuff, and a Gun talking about like stuff what's canon and what's not and stuff like that, and just a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff.
Which, by the way, people, I'm treating that shit like Marvel treats the multiverse. Like we're just gonna pick and choose what we want.
It doesn't
like at this, like it doesn't matter. Like if he
in both the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are kind of like so self-contained that outside of the cameo, you get the end of season 1, it's like this could be in its own universe.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, true. But getting to our final review of the night, Fantastic Four: First Steps, which is directed by Matt Shakman, I guess.
Yeah, from his Always a Sunny episodes.
Yeah, which is wild that this fucker's done It's Always Sunny. Like
he does so many episodes of Sunny. It's crazy.
I think he did the Lethal Weapon episode of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
You all spent an hour talking about. Yeah, you're goddamn right. We did
because we like it.
Yeah, we like things over here. We don't have Dusk just being a negative Nathan over here. We like things over here. God damn it. So it's crazy that this dude goes from It's Always Sunny to The Great, which, by the way, y'all did not appreciate The Great enough. Like I'm still mad that shit got canceled. You assholes. He directed some Game of Thrones and he directed all of WandaVision, which is still something that I hold in very high regard. Directed an episode of Succession as well. I need to get back on Succession. I do need to get back on that.
Oh, he directed on You're the Worst.
Oh hell yeah!
I love that show. That's another show.
I missed that show. That was a great show.
That was a great, that and Better Things on FX are two very underrated shows that y'all need to watch if you haven't.
He was like a TV director for the longest, it seems.
Oh, he did directed a couple episodes of Monarch. So,
fuck yeah.
Which is coming back soon. Yeah, that's coming. That's next year. I want to say. I think it is. Like it's early next year. But to go from all that to a Marvel project, like, dude, congratulations just on that. That's fucking great. So let's call it what it is. The Fantastic Four films up to this point have been poopy. They've been
I have a soft spot for the 2005 original.
Yeah, I do too.
One. It is very much a product of its time. And it has a lot of those trademarks of the 2000s era of comic book movies where it's
oh my god, it's so
it's kind of embarrassed to be associated with comic books. But Michael Chiklis, Chris Evans, and Julian McMahon, they're all so great in it that I think it's worth it just for them.
I will say though, I have a soft spot. Like I get that soft spot because that's how I feel about the first Captain America movie, like the '90s Captain America movie.
Oh, okay.
Like that is not a good movie.
That's funny.
Or nor is Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. But god damn it, I've watched both of those in the last couple of years. Like I watched them both during lockdown, and I was like, god damn it, this just itches that like this is so bad it's good itch for me. Like I dig both those movies, and but with that said, Brandon, we've talked about a good amount. I think Fantastic Four is at its best when it's more Star Trek than it's not, because if you're not a consistent reader, Fantastic Four is like a sci-fi book. Like it's actually
they're scientists.
Yeah, like it's the closest thing Marvel probably has to start to a pure Star Trek. Like that's essentially what it's like a mini crew is what Fantastic Four is. And at its best, it's when it leans into those elements. And going into this movie, I was really curious. Like, all right, what are we gonna do here? I would like to point out that the 60s aesthetic is probably that's one of my favorite things about this fucking movie is that it's very much how Black Panther leans into Afrofuturism. This really leans into the Blade Runner-esque like what retro would technology it's like a retro but an evolved version of retro.
It's like if there was like a comparison, it'd be like the style and the technology of Batman the Animated Series.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
Mix of times.
Also like something like Batman Beyond as well. Like it's very much leaning to that, like, what if it was this time, but it was like a more evolved version of it. Because it does have the 60s aesthetic to it, which I love the opening because it really is just a sizzle reel being like, this is what these characters are. Almost like an infomercial. Like, these are Fantastic Four. This is how they got their powers. This is what they can do now because of this instant and Roth. And I went, cool. All I needed. Like, I didn't need in here. Like, I didn't need a whole hour of them gaining their powers. Just go, nope, here you go. Like, we're off and going. And let me just get this out of the way. Okay. When they cast Vanessa Kirby, and again, as much as I love, like, and y'all know I love these fucking Marvel movies, even I was like, I think Vanessa Kirby is too good for Marvel. I was like, really? She's Sue? I was like, okay, really? And God damn it.
It was like Vanessa Kirby agreed to Hobbs and Shaw. She's not too good for anything.
Wow, Josh. I know Hunter loves them, but you know what? Bunnies come in multiple colors, fucker. All right, we're not talking about Rhea Ripley only, motherfucker. Right? But I will say I love me some Vanessa Kirby. I think she is horrendously talented. Pieces of a Woman went way under the fucking radar. I still don't understand how that got.
That movie broke me.
I have no idea how that's just nothing. Just no awards push from Netflix at all. That. Brandon, that's a you movie, dude. Just be ready to cry.
Okay. That's a movie you got to be like in the right headspace for.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
I remember that then.
But I will tell you, Brandon, like, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be mad. Like, I felt the same way I did when I saw Moon. I'm like, why are more people talking about this shit? Like, why is Sam Rockwell not on everyone's best actor list?
It's like watching Blind Spotting and like getting mad.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
That's that, dude. I think you nailed it. That is a perfect comparison. And as I was watching this, I was like, man, Vanessa Kirby, like, we always talk about, like, we want people to actually take these seriously if you're gonna, portray the roles, because obviously, it means a lot to people. Maybe it's because the bar is so low for Sue Storm performances. Because let's be real, Jessica Alba, and look, I love Kate Mara, but
with Jessica Alba, I made the joke when I was talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Is like, was she ever a good actress or was she just hot?
Yeah. It is one of those moments where you're watching it, you're just like, damn, like, this is not like even for 2000s, this is kind of
Queen, give us nothing.
This is a little
absolutely nothing.
But as I'm watching Vanessa Kirby in this, I'm like, this is kind of her movie, and I will say,
even in later runs of the comics, it's like Sue is basically the leader of the team.
She is,
and that's literally took the words out of my mouth. Like, the best Fantastic Four stories in the last decade have been when, like, really in the same way that some of the best X-Men stories have been when Storm's a leader. Like you need to kind of let them do the heavy lifting on this shit. God damn it, Josh. Josh saying that sounds woke. Yep. Exactly. But Vanessa Kirby, this is her movie, and she owns every goddamn scene she's in. To a point that I was kind of like, damn, like, everyone else is like following behind her, like, respectfully, everyone is following behind her. But
it's like, it's her performance is so good that it's kind of overshadowing all the other cast members in this. And I think everybody here is great, but
they're doing great.
She is so good, and she is such the focus of this movie that it almost feels like not enough is given to Ben Grimm or even Reed to a certain extent.
So it's going to be interesting because I will say my biggest compliment I can give outside of Kirby, because again, she is my favorite thing about this movie. I fucking adored Joseph Quinn in this.
Oh,
I love the betrayal of Johnny. I was so happy that they found, I think, a very good balance, because like one of the cool things about Johnny is, especially when he hangs out with Spider-Man, is like he's such a bro, but like the good qualities of bro, not like I'm gonna spike your drink, bro. Like he's just a fun character, and they found a very fun way to like strike the balance with just enough of like the bro shit, but like the ladies man shit, but also giving Ben crap just because that's who Johnny is, but
having an actual like brother dynamic with Ben.
But it never
was one of the highlights of the 2000s Fantastic Four movies. But again, it was like an element that was like the only shining light in those.
There's the moments in here though where it's like, they're giving each other shit. It's never like mean spirited in a way that the 2001s are, and that was, and you can do that I think in like bite-sized pockets. I mean, you're talking to someone who loves It's Always Sunny, for fuck's sake, but but there was just a point where it's like, okay, you're Marvel's first family. Can y'all be like a family and just not be bickering all the goddamn time? And that's where this movie kind of makes that 180, but it has these moments where they're arguing. Well, I mean, honestly, it's been out long enough. Like, we can spoil the shit.
But it's arguments that feel real for anybody who has been in a long.
Yeah, like this is.
We talked about it in the group chat of like the line of sometimes you being you hurts me, and the line I like shrank
that
in
hit.
My chair.
Same.
I don't even know how many times I've had arguments with past partners where that more or less has gotten said.
Yeah, when I heard that line, I was like I had that Michael Scott gif pop in my head, just like, nope, don't like that. I was like, that hit way too close. I was like,
it's too real, Marvel. I came here to escape, not to.
Yeah, I was like, you can cut that out right now. But
at the same time, I was like so happy to hear that line because it feels so accurate to what Reed is and what Reed can be at his worst.
Yeah,
even best intentions.
And speaking of Reed, because he's played by Pedro Pascal here, and when the cast got announced, he was like the one cast member that I was worried about. Because
I agree with you.
Pedro is, at this point, he's an actor that is so prolific, that is so famous, that even when it was announced that he was going to be playing Reed, I was, a little concerned that, in the past of Marvel, they tend to lean more towards, guys who are, more unknown, or guys who had been around for a while, but didn't have like an iconic role. But Pedro's had so many of those that I was a little worried that when the movie comes out, I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal playing Reed. I'm not going to see Reed Richards on screen.
You're worried about like Ryan Reynolds like casting. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. The Rock face.
Pedro immediately dissuaded that 2 seconds into this movie. It's like by the opening credits, I was like, oh, nope, he's got this. I
agree.
For as much for as famous as Pedro Pascal is, I keep forgetting how great of an actor he is.
He's a fucking good actor. Like it's nuts.
Yeah. It really is like the Ryan Reynolds thing, best case scenario. Because like, to your point, you're 1,000% right. I thought the exact same thing. Like to that point, I was like, man, Pedro's been in a lot of shit. I was like I still haven't watched Last of Us
this year alone.
2.
He's in like 4 things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's a Materialist. He was in the Ari Aster movie that just came out. Freaky Tales. That's 3. Fantastic Four. That's literally his 4th.
Last of Us.
So it's just like, god damn, like he really is fucking everywhere right now. But he plays Reed in the way that I always wanted to see Reed played, where he he does in his heart of hearts feel like he is the smartest man in the world. But at the same time, he is so like when he's kind of like Sherlock Holmes in a way where when he's confronted with something that he can't solve immediately, he does start to spiral a bit. Yeah. And in the way
what's the line he says where he's like, I like have to think the things that I don't want to think to stop it.
Yeah, worst case scenario.
And that's such a Reed line. Like when you hear him say it, you're like, oh, that's like, but it like, you know, it's almost, it really portrays like almost that Stark level of paranoia that like, you know, he had in Age of Ultron. But like when you hear that line, you're like, yeah, knowing what you know and being that genius level, you have to have so many things running in your head at once. Like how do you even, you know, begin to like give your brain a break? And that's something that the film does touch on that I personally really enjoyed. As far as the film itself, it's a Galactus show. Galactus is like fuck. Galactus is like fuck.
Galactus was played menacingly, horrifyingly by Ralph Ineson, and
one of the best voices working today.
All of the Galactus stuff that because I was like, you know, like not 70% sure when I saw the movie. A lot of it was done practically. A lot of it was done with miniatures and forced perspective.
Yeah,
he was really in that suit. You can like look it up. Like he's walking around in it. It's crazy.
Okay, so I won't lie. That was like, that's how I felt. It's I think it's Marvel vs. Capcom 3 where you fight Galactus at the end, and like when you get to that final fight, you have this feeling of, oh man, this is gonna be fucking difficult. And the first time, like I was so happy I didn't see any spoilers about how Galactus looked or anything. I went out of my way. I'm like, fuck y'all, I'm not spoiling this shit for me. When you see how big Galactus actually is, it's a holy, like it's that Cloverfield feeling I had where I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm like, oh, y'all are in trouble. But that's the feeling you should have.
Yeah, because prior to like them going to see Galactus and then get a real sense of how fucking big and terrifying he actually is, the movie has a fairly lighthearted tone. It is kind of playing in that, you know, 60s era like kitschy aesthetic.
Yeah,
and
it's
kind
fun.
of like more in tone with something like The Incredibles. And then it becomes this. Then they're met by this like terrifying like eldritch god.
Yeah, it's a disaster movie. Like from here on out, like
fuck. It's like, Galactus is the scariest motherfucker I've seen in my life.
Honestly, to your point, Nick, like in the second half of the movie, it almost becomes like I'm gonna compare it to like another movie that's re-released right now, Shin Godzilla, like where they're just fucking preparing. Like this is a threat. How do we fight this threat? How do we prepare for this threat?
Preparing for a natural disaster.
Exactly.
Yeah, 1000%. And I actually love how when they get back and keep in mind they're gone for a fucking month in space. Yeah. They are not on Earth for a fucking month, and they come back and they're like, oh, so how'd you defeat Galactus? Oh, about that. Fun fact. So fun fact, we didn't, and things might be really bad. And I think for me, even though I was liking his portrayal, Reed at that press conference is fucking rattled. Because they got their shit rocked. And
much like in Superman, because they made it clear in the opening like sizzle reel montages that they've been the only superheroes on this planet for a while. They already have their own rogues gallery that they've all, you know, defeated handily. And this is the first time they've ever come across a threat that they legitimately do not know what to do with.
Yeah, they're afraid, and I love how Johnny even kind of like calls Reed out. He's like, dude, like you're scared. I know you're scared. And I love the way too how the Thing is portrayed here. To be honest, outside the suit, that's my favorite thing. Who's Ben Grimm played by the way?
Ben Moss Bachrach, who
cousin
was Micro in the Punisher series, and is more popularly known for the Bear.
He's great.
I completely like. It's so crazy that he's in that he's in the Punisher, because I remember I was like he's been in Marvel before. I'm like, oh yeah, he's Micro. I was like, oh, that's so fucking wild. So genuine props to the visual effects team.
So
clearly not the same one who worked on Love and Thunder, at least on Heimdall Kid. But
the thing is practical with just CG touches now and then, because you can see like behind the scenes photos of like an actual like guy in a prosthetic.
Yeah, it's crazy how great the thing looks. Like even from like him like in the sound effects of him walking, like it sounds like rocks smashing together, which it should. Like there are just these little things from a technical perspective that I was like, damn, I really fucking dig this. But I was really happy to see the Thing portrayed the way he was, because there's a point where he's wearing like a Brooklyn Dodgers hat, which I love that little bit of like, what if the Dodgers didn't move to Los Angeles in this world since we're not in, you know, the main timeline. I was like, that's a cool fucking, it's a cool little Easter egg. Jack Kirby, of course.
The fact that Canada Dry is the biggest soda on the planet.
As it
that was so. I was like, wow, it's. I was like, to see the Coca-Cola logo be smaller than Canada Dry. I'm like, that's wild to think about.
All the touches, all the little touches, it's insane.
But there's just so many little things like that. I'm like, oh my god, that's really fucking cool. Like I wouldn't have even thought about that. We haven't talked about her yet, but Julia Garner plays Silver Surfer. She's having a hell of a year. Like props, good for her.
Well, once you forget about Wolfman, yeah, she's having a hell of a year. But
I mean, yeah, I still haven't watched Wolfman yet. Like you told me how disappointed
it's a movie I wanted to like so much.
Yeah, same. It's just underwhelming. There's good stuff, but not enough of it.
So I actually remember watching her in not just Inventing Anna, which she's fucking great in, but the Royal Hotel, which y'all, if you have not watched the Royal Hotel, check out the Royal Hotel. She's fucking amazing in that. And the thing about the Silver Surfer, if you've read enough you've read the comics, Silver Surfer can be like the most awesome person in the world. You're just like, look at this silver motherfucker just flying around. but then when they're working for the Galactus, you're like, oh man, that's a real bummer for whoever has to deal with this. And I really like the way they flesh out her origin. It is like quite comic accurate. I was like, okay, cool. Like didn't need to get into a huge thing with it because it is way more complicated in the comics, but they gave you basically the cliff notes. I was like, cool, this works. Yep, this works for me. I really appreciate that Johnny in here is like not a dullard, because he's not a dullard in the comics. And I really was kind of like, all right, are you gonna
you forget that he was because to be a part of like NASA and be a part of like a space mission, you have to be like 1% of 1% of geniuses.
Yeah, exactly. And like but to see Johnny actually treating this shit like a mystery and actually giving it like the gravity like it deserved and actually trying to figure shit out, it's like, I really like that. I was like, I really like that because it would have been so simple to have Reed just be the one to figure it out because he's a super genius. And they're like, no, actually it's going to be Johnny. And you're like, oh, okay. I like the way you portrayed that. I love the fact that Sue is the one who sets up the Future Foundation. Again, would have been very easy to just have it be Reed, but it's like, no, Sue's actually like a valued member of the team. And they like,
because, Reed, especially the way he's portrayed here, he's very on the spectrum coded.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
And he clearly doesn't have the best of social skills. And it makes more sense that Sue, who is a little bit more personable, she's the one to set up the Future Foundation in this like this utopia that the Fantastic Four have created on this world.
Yeah, I was very happy that they went that route. Also, just as a nerd, seeing the Baxter building made me so happy. I was like, okay. I was like, let's go. I've been wanting to see like a true Baxter building for a minute. And this is really like again, more by default, but it is the best version of the Baxter building. And actually seeing the way there's like the multiple levels, like Reed has this chalkboard that is like, holy fuck, like it is like the biggest chalkboard like maybe in fucking history. Like I was like, god damn, this is like almost its own fucking room. I I love Herbie in this movie. I was just I was like, Herbie's great. Like, let's go.
He's my Clanka.
He said he can say that. It's okay, guys. It's okay.
I didn't drop the hard R.
That's fair. That's fair.
Herbie's invited to the cookout.
Yeah, you know what? Herbie would be invited to the cookout. I fucks with Herbie. He's great in here though, and I actually appreciate again that Johnny is like the one who treats him the most like a member of the family.
He gives him.
Yeah, and like hitting the rock and stuff. You're just like, okay, like this Johnny is fucking cool. You of course know from the trailer that Sue is pregnant in the film. Lucky bastard. And he and so she does like I was actually kind of shocked at how early she gave birth. Like they get that shit out of the way like halfway through. I was like, damn. I was like, okay, I thought they would drag this out a little bit. It's like, nope. Like,
and you know, with the inclusion of Galactus, you know, his motivation as it relates to you know their child in the comics, Franklin Richard, who I think is like in the comics, he's like one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
In the future, like Galactus becomes his herald and some shit like that.
No, he's like
it's him and Galactus at the end of the universe.
Like Franklin's shit gets very weird. So I'm very curious how they're gonna like what they're gonna adapt and what they don't. Because his shit gets pretty wild.
I'm curious if they go the route, you know?
Yeah, that's when I will say
messed up in the comics recently.
Yeah, that got a little but I will say myself, Sue gives a speech. So okay, let me actually address that first. Fuck everyone in this like fictionalized New York for being like, why aren't you giving up your kid? Like,
give up your baby.
I was like, holy fuck, you're all monsters. Like the way that the whole
they were like me during Aquaman 2. I was like, yeah, kill that baby. I want that baby dead.
Straight up. Like the way that is like one of the few things, honestly, and I don't have a lot of complaints about this movie, that pissed me off that the movie didn't go, wait a minute, no, fuck you guys for asking her. Like, Sue should have told every single one of those people to go fuck themselves for being like, why aren't you just giving up your baby? Like, he'd leave us alone, right? Like, what is wrong with you people? And the only reason it's not really a complaint is because Sue does have the speech, and it's damn near the Linus speech from Charlie Brown Christmas, but she like Vanessa Kirby gets basically a spotlight to tell all these people like, this is my baby. I'm not giving him up, but I refuse to let like Galactus win. And it's one of these speeches where I just actually like sat back and I was like, wow. What? Like it's one of those things where I like it just stops the movie, but in the right way. I was like, God damn, Vanessa Kirby gets this shit. And yeah, like it's such an amazing speech, but it's really crazy to see all these newscasters being like, Fantastic Four won't give up the baby. Like
Fantastic Four selfish.
Yeah, it's like wow. It's like, fuck your four. I got one. Yeah, like it's such a like, okay, people, come on. Like,
more bullshit at 7.
Right, exactly. Like, how many times have these fuckers saved you, and you're just like, nope, fuck you all. That did admittedly just kind of shake me a little bit, but the actual plan to take down Galactus, I actually remember sitting there going like, okay, what is the actual like plot gonna be in terms of like, how do you defeat this motherfucker? And what they came up with, I was like, oh my god, okay, yeah, that actually tracks for what you set up. Like, fair play to you.
Yeah, because even in the comics, Galactus, he's not a villain you can, easily defeat. He's like a singularity in the entire multiverse.
Postpone him. He always comes. There's never
all you can do is like we just take Galactus and put him somewhere else.
yeah, exactly. But given the context and like what they present, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense for what you're doing here. And I will say, when Galactus, like when you see Galactus full scale, and even when he shrinks down, you are just like, the whole time you're like, man, this is gonna take, like, y'all are kind of in trouble. And I dug it. I dug the final third. There's this point where Herbie, God bless him, is trying to hide Franklin, and that shit does not work at all. It's like, you know, like, it's like, if you hide under your desk, it'll protect you during an atomic bomb. It's like no, it won't. Not if it's called Galactus. Like, it's such a cool final third.
There's even a moment in that where Galactus is like, seriously, y'all thought that was gonna work?
Yeah, come on, you guys.
He's like, clever ants is what he calls them. You're like, god damn, like ants like that hurts. But as far as complaints, I do agree with Nick a little bit. I do wish the Thing, like, they do introduce his big love interest, another one. But they introduced, but they're dating in real life, right? Natasha Lyonne and
I don't know.
homie. I think they.
No,
I think
they're not.
Are they not? Are they not?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I just manufacture that. But I really like their chemistry for what we do get here. But I'm curious, because I mean, you know, you bring in someone like Catherine Hahn, and now she's like poised to be a big thing moving forward. I wonder what the plans are from Natasha Lyonne. Stop liking AI, by the way. Like, we want to love you. Get out of that shit. But
making poker face and stop liking AI.
Yeah, exactly. But I really like the little bit of chemistry that we get with them. I fucking dug that we got Sarah Nile. I was really happy we got Lynn Nichols in this. I was just like, oh shit, let's go. And she's in it just enough, kind of like the one sister from Loki, where you're like, I could see you being a thing down the road, like being more of a thing down the road. So I hope I hope that they have plans. They do have plans for her. A couple more quick thoughts before I throw it back to y'all. I love all the space shit. I just like space shit, and like them actually going to Galactus and Silver Surfer being like, you shouldn't have come. It's like, she's not wrong. Like, y'all should have y'all should have just like y'all should have just stayed on fucking Earth. I love that shit. The Galactus theme, like the score that kicks in when they get, oh man, that is like some Sephiroth shit where you're just like, oh man, y'all y'all picked the wrong day.
Wait. Why do I hear boss music right now?
Right? Like,
why do I have a health bar? What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Like when did I get HP? Like, it's such a cool, like Giacchino killed the score. He absolutely killed this goddamn score. He really does not have a bad score. It's fucking wild. But the little hints that you get of the Fantastic Four theme, especially at the beginning, and then that shit just turned up to 11. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yep, goosebumps, love this, let's go. My biggest complaint about this movie is that it's not Superman. That's my biggest complaint about it. It's like, I cried. The Vanessa the Sue Storm speech genuinely did make me cry. I was like, god damn, that was like powerful. Like, okay. But I had so many of those moments watching Superman. And I had a few of them watching this. So, and I admittedly don't want to give this movie too much credit just for being the best Fantastic Four film, when what we've gotten before has been, you know, baloney level of quality. I'm really excited that we now know you can make a great Fantastic Four film that's not called The Incredibles. I was actually very impressed with how Reed's stretching looked. He really gets to bust it out more in the finale, but he's doing it for basic shit. Like you would, like, oh, I left my coffee cup on the long end of the table. Let's grab that. Oh, I need to grab like he's using it. He's using his powers for like very practical reasons. Because I was sitting there watching, I'm like,
if we had those powers, we'd do the exact same thing.
Easily.
Exactly. So when I saw people going like Reed doesn't use his powers a lot, I'm like, he uses them a lot. I was like, y'all just aren't paying attention to like the basic shit.
I just wanted him to do more weird shit where like, you know, his eyes become like super long or like stretching out
fair.
his fingers and shit. But I get
it. Yeah, but honestly, like he uses his powers quite a bit in here. Also, I will just say, but I just like I don't think there's really a solve for this. While Franklin doesn't look like Bella's baby, CGI babies just look weird. Like I just don't think there's I just don't think there's a solve really for that at this point. That just might be, you know, to quote Babe, that's just the way things are. Like that just might be one of those things we have to just accept.
Man.
But yeah, CGI babies always just look like they escaped Sid's room. Like they just always look like fucking weird. They just always look fucking weird. So you know, as far as CG, but really outside of that, I really didn't have any like major complaints about this. Galactus is scary. He's not a cloud. That already is a win. I dug what they did of Silver Surfer. There's a point where she's chasing their spaceship, and holy fuck, you want to talk about just being terrifying. I was like, God damn,
terrifying. Like, and even right then, Sue is like, kill her, kill
that. Yeah. Like Sue is like, fuck, just ducking her off the board. Like, no, you shoot her ass down. Like, God damn, Sue. But she's also about to have a kid, so I'm sure you'd be a little on edge if you're about to have a kid. So just kind of like with the Suicide Squad for me, yeah, DC so far, I don't think there's another comic book film coming out for us here. I think that's it.
Yeah, besides Peacemaker, that's the only Superman's.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna kind of be like 3-4 years ago when if the superhero, I mean, if that's funny, I mean, Superman's gonna make my top 10 most likely. But this is kind of like the Suicide Squad was to Spider-Man No Way Home for me. Like, I dug Fantastic Four so much. I liked Brave New World quite a bit. I love Thunderbolts, but just right now, like DC's got the premier comic book film so far this year. Marvel fans, I look forward to you yelling at me and saying I'm not a fan, just like you did a couple years ago, you fuckers. But this was a joy. Like I was just really happy when I looked at it. I was like, God, this was fun. I was like, I had fun watching this, and yeah, so this is a solid A for me. Like I said, I do think I like Thunderbolts more just because that last bit just kind of tears me apart in the best way. Yeah, God, I need to watch Thunderbolts again. But yeah, this is a solid A. This is a good time, and I'm looking forward to. Oh, actually, we can talk about it since I already said spoilers. That mid credit, boy, howdy! I was just like, oh, I mean,
I mean, all of that excitement for the mid credits just for it to be Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Still not completely sold.
Yeah, I will say before I throw it back to y'all, Rob Downey Jr. is a great, Oscar-winning actor now. I will simply say I'm excited for a new Avengers film. The Russos on the streak they've been on outside of Marvel is like the stuff of horror legend, and not like horror the genre. I mean like horror horrible. Like they cannot make a good goddamn movie that's like outside the MCU. So I won't lie. I'm concerned, might be underselling it a little bit. I'm a little worried. Like I will be the first to admit I'm kind of like you could fuck these up. But to be honest, I think Marvel just like the major shit clearly threw a giant. Yeah, he's black. I won't say monkey wrench. A giant misdirect. There, we'll use that word with their plans. Yeah, because I almost said something else that would have been that I'm just like I'm trying to just say
went through a major creative shift.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. But there you go. But so yeah, I would be lying if I said I was not concerned about what the Russos are gonna do and their stances on AI really make me go like, oh god, like what could you possibly be planning? So I'm a little worried. I will not lie to y'all, but apparently Shockman is going to be back for a sequel because they're already planning a sequel. Not surprising. I think this is a franchise that could really be something, and I'm curious. Like, I guess Vanessa Kirby already stopped shooting her stuff on for Doomsday. I think I don't know how close she is to having her kid. Like, I'm sure that was fun to maneuver around, but yeah, I'm curious to see where these characters go. I'm very excited what they're going to do with Franklin. But yeah, A for me. So, but yeah, Brandon, your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, I mean, just like everybody, I wanted a really great Fantastic Four film, and I think we got that. It is easily the best Fantastic Four film, not called The Incredibles. And yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Vanessa Kirby is the standout. She's fantastic in this. It's hard. It's hard to not say fantastic a lot.
I think we've been pretty good about it this review, but yeah, it is like
God damn it. No, I enjoyed the whole cast. Pedro surprises me in the best way. Like, he embodies Reed perfectly, I think. Same for Joseph Quinn as Johnny. I just wanted more of the Thing, like everybody, I think. I needed more of the Thing. You could feel like there's more to that, like his kind of like side storyline with Natasha.
1,000%. Yeah.
And I would love to see whatever deleted scenes or what was left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, because they cut out Malkovich, which I was like,
Malkovich was totally just out of this movie. But yeah, no, it's weird. I love this movie a lot, but I'm caught in this weird space where part of me wanted to stay in the coziness of the first act before Galactus. Just like, I love these characters, I love the production design, the world and everything. Like, maybe I love the low stakes of it all, but also like once the movie does go to Galactus, it is a different movie. It is a disaster movie, and I do like that. But I'm just caught in between.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean?
It's like it goes from like kitschy Saturday morning cartoon to like Lovecraftian science.
Yeah, like shit is dark. Understandably so. Like, shit should be dark when you're dealing with Galactus, but it's not jarring, but it's just like it is a different tone in the second half of the movie.
You almost would have liked to have seen them take on like a second-rate Skrull or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
Keeping that 60s like
for sure. Yeah. But like, I understand why you do Galactus at the same time. It's a weird space. Like, I don't know how. I don't even know how I would have done a Fantastic Four movie in the MCU, like, right now. But for what it's worth, like, I still think like they handle both parts really well. When the Silver Surfer does come down to Earth, you do feel like that just status shift, like that just oh shit is real now. And I got to point out one of my favorite cameos is like, you don't see their faces, but it's like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, like looking outside a window, like you see like some comic drawings.
I love that
wall. But yeah, no, it's like a shit gets real. Like, you're like, okay, let's buckle up. But yeah, no, this movie's great. I can't wait to rewatch it and like just see how I feel again on it. Now that I know what it is and what's coming. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the Independence Day of it all once it gets to that towards the end, where it's like all that was missing was like, we're all the Fantastic Four, all of us, the whole world.
It's like, I am Thunder Gun.
There you go, exactly. Yeah, that's all we needed. But yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I'm like maybe B+ A for this movie.
Fair.
But yeah, Michael Giacchino, like that score has been in my head. Like, I can't stop saying Fantastic Four. Like,
when that shit like ramps up, you're like, damn, okay. Like it feels grandiose when they do go ahead and turn that up. But
and apparently like sorry, one more thing. Shackman is like a huge nerd, and you can like feel that in the movie, like the Hickman influences, or even like the 60s stuff. Like, I love that Jonathan Hickman run, and that it feels like a lot of that is
same. The even like the costumes are very like Saturday morning. Like, that's the thing. Like, you don't want to run away. Like, I mean, obviously not, comics are by no means infallible, but so much of what makes these movies fun is drawing from those elements. That's one reason why Superman hits so well for me, because it's like he has the red underwear. Good, he should. Like he's dressed like a fucking wrestler. Like he should have that, that approachable aspect to him. So like seeing the costumes and like even like seeing the new spacesuits was fucking cool. Like how they actually worked the Fantastic Four and seeing the Fantastic Car. I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. Like like lean into those things that are cheesy but fun. But so okay, B+ or A-? Where would you go?
A-.
A-? Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I will say before I throw it to Nick, that's kind of where I'm at, because like I won't lie, I went back and rewatched Brave New World, and while my issue with like just say that the leader used like the Hydra files in order to like launch this, like you have enough canon, just fucking connect it to that, and they don't. Like that still irks me on rewatch. I'm just like, god damn it, it's just connect this one goddamn dot so I can enjoy like all of this, but they don't do it. But the stuff that I really dug about Brave New World, I actually liked more on a rewatch, especially Carl Lumbly. So I do think, like, for me, with Superman especially, I think I'm just gonna fall in love with both of these more. But
I think
for me, but for me though, like, this is a very good floor, is how I would say it. But I don't want to I don't want to be like too hyped for it, because what we've gotten before has been, not great. So, but Nick, your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, this is a movie that I was kind of on the fence about. I mean, Marvel at this point, I remember when these were, like the event movies. It was like, it was like mandatory. I had to be there opening weekend every single time a new one of these comes out. And now, because, quality control, the pandemic, this like, major shakeup that happened at Marvel due to circumstances outside of their control, there was this like kind of flailing about, throwing stuff to the wall and seeing what worked. And up until like Thunderbolts earlier this year, I don't think a lot of it has worked. And it has, with the Fantastic Four First Steps, I think this is a great, very entertaining, well-directed movie by Matt Shakman. We keep seeing in the praises of Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Pedro Pascal. If I had one complaint about this movie, is that it feels like there's a lot that is left on the cutting room floor. A lot of it, I feel like, has to do with the romance subplot with Ben Grimm and Natasha Lyonne. I feel like there's stuff with Paul Walter Hauser, who plays Mole Man in this.
That was a great bit of casting.
Very briefly, and it feels like there was so much of him on the cutting room floor. Galactus, I think, is horrifying. And the way that he should be. And, much like you were saying, there was like this sense of coziness, like you were watching a live action Saturday morning cartoon in the first half, up until the Silver Surfer enters into the picture. And then it becomes this, disaster movie, science fiction, horror almost.
Yeah.
And it never feels jarring in that way. And I feel like balancing those two tones, that takes a very skilled director. And I got to sing the praises of Matt Shakman. I do think the movie is a little too short, and because of that, it goes, it moves so fast that on one hand, it's entertaining to watch. On the other, I do wish we got more time to spend with these characters.
Yeah. Agree, because they're so likable. I want to spend more time with them.
I'm at an A- with this movie. It's a movie that I enjoyed watching. I wanted to like more, but my biggest complaint is that, even though I do think that speech that Vanessa Kirby gives in the towards the third act of this movie, I think it is so moving and it's so powerful. But I had like multiple of those moments in Superman. And
no, I agree. You literally nailed it. It's so fascinating too, because like rewatching Brave New World, I
wanted to like Brave New World so much, and I rewatched it this past weekend, and I just felt nothing.
No,
I mean, and fair enough. Like for me, Mackie carries like his weight of him playing Cap does carry a lot for me. but I will be the first to admit I wanted a little more with the other the new Black Widow or the advisor to the president, because I feel like there's a like
character.
Yeah, because I'm just like there's clearly some like probably another 5-10 minutes of something here, and I think you could have connected that to the leadership better. But this is only 4 minutes shorter than Fantastic Four, which kind of blows my mind, because I feel like while I would have liked a little more here, I'm in this like weird space of something like Drop, where Drop is like 93 minutes
90.
flat. Yeah, it's a tight 90, and I'm like, oh wow, I feel like I got what I needed. But then I see something like Brave New World, that while I enjoyed it quite a bit, I'm like, another 10-15 minutes wouldn't have been a bad thing here. Same thing with Fantastic Four. So I'm kind of like almost in this like back and forth between certain things where I'm like, oh god, where I'm like, oh, it's under 2 hours, thank you god, and then it's like
under 2 hours, but the movie leaves you wanting more.
Yeah,
exactly. Like which is good, I guess, for a franchise like Marvel, especially because with the way things go, who knows when we're gonna see these versions of these characters again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm very torn on that aspect, because I am like, maybe these should be 2 hours, 210, 215, but I'm like, oh, this is under 2 hours. That's actually great for my, if I want to see two things. So it's so I go back and forth on like the pros and cons, but yeah, y'all, that's our review for Fantastic Four First Steps. I mean, they'll be back in like next year because Avengers comes out. I really am curious how they're gonna work Franklin, because I mean, Franklin has to become a thing. I mean, they age that kid up quick. They're like 4 years later, fuck you. Like,
we're getting a time jump for some bullshit, and then whatever.
It's like
Franklin will be saying his first words and be like, "New universe reboot."
Yeah, right. No more mutants.
No more mutants. He'll say more mutants.
Fair point. But yeah, y'all, that's our review for Fantastic Four First Steps. We are going to go ahead and get out of here. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate y'all. This was a blast as always. Brandon, if you want to let people know, thanks, Josh, for the good stuff. Appreciate it. I'm gonna be real, man. I don't know how to rate someone. I've never done it. Like, I still don't know how you rate someone. So yeah, I will look that up at some point, but no, I won't be rating someone tonight. Brandon, if you can tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, as usual, I'm only on really Letterboxd nowadays. Brando, not Marlon. And yeah, that's where I spend most of my times. Otherwise, when I'm not here or on the tune.
Boom. And then Nick, what reviews do you have coming up? And yeah, where can they find you?
So I won't be there this Friday, but Friday we have a stream for Honey Don't. We also got reviews for let me pull up my notes here. Reviews for Honey Don't, The Bad Guys 2, Americana, and War of the Worlds. Later this week we have
God, it's so bad.
I'll have to talk to Josh about what we have what's coming up next on stream, but you can find that on Twitch, twitch.tv/afternoon-tune, youtube.com, the afternoon tune, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the afternoon tune. And you can find me on all the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Letterboxd at Night and Day Nick.
Hell yeah, man. So for as far as the rest of the week, Friday I'm off. Yeah, so I'm off Friday, so I'll have a review for Honey Don't. I'm gonna see if I can check out Sinners by Friday. I make no promises, but I'm gonna try. Like, it's at this point,
Max, dude.
I know, but at this point, I'm kind of like, should I just wait till October and do it as a part of like Halloween?
No, like you watch it now and then just rewatch it in October.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it.
Modern problems, modern solutions, Hunter.
Exactly.
right. I know. I love the fact that this is a modern problem for us. Like, when do I watch this thing?
When do I watch a good movie? Oh no!
Right, I know.
It was like, I'm Hunter. I love and support Black directors, but I haven't watched Sinners yet.
Okay, let's call. All right, now
he's right though.
Let's calm down.
Am I wrong?
I'm offended.
Am I wrong?
I complimented a black woman on her weave earlier today.
That negates it all.
Yeah, but I've watched Sinners.
Black hairdressers, black directors say tomato.
There you go. You're right. They're both artists. They're both creative.
Nick 100.
Oh my god!
But I swear I know, because I know Jamarco's been giving me shit. I will watch Sinners. I swear to God, I'll watch it. But Friday I'll review for Honey Don't. There's something else I was gonna watch. I have not reviewed fucking goddamn The Day the Earth Blew Up yet. I will be. I'll review that.
Let me know if you need me to help on that one.
You know, if you wanna come on Friday, we can review that. Gotcha. All right, cool, down. Fuck, that gives me an excuse to rewatch that Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But everyone, you can go and check out the show. Pretty much sure you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Spotify, at The Real Pineapple. Check me out on Blue Sky. I'm actually getting back on Blue Sky because every time I'm reminded why I'm on Blue Sky, I see a random tweet that someone sends me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I'm not on Twitter anymore. But you can find me on Blue Sky at realpineapple.bsky.social. Check out the show on YouTube at The Real Pineapple. And then I'm gonna review Ironheart this week. Gonna have a review for Ironheart this week. And that was the other thing. I'm gonna have a review Friday for Peacemaker season 1, because that was one of the lost reviews that I did a couple years ago. I can't get it back. I'm still very upset about it. Sorry, Alyssa.
Your original Peacemaker season 1 review in that big blue recycle bin in the sky right next to our Eclipse review.
Dude, seriously, man. Yeah, I'm still bitter about that shit. That was a great fucking review. Just god damn it.
Yeah, technology. That was a great review from back when I was drinking still.
Yeah, I mean, also true. I mean, I'm so mad about that. Anyways,
we drank so much reviewing Twilight. It was like, I'm amazed I'm still alive.
New Moon. I was off the wagon for New Moon. That shit was that was a rough fucking movie to watch. But I'll have a review for Peacemaker season 1 and the premiere of Peacemaker season 2, because that's out Thursday, which is wild. That's so quick. That's happening. Have reviews up for that on Friday. But everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe, take care of each other. Hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will talk to y'all on Friday. Nick, Brandon, again, thank you so much for coming on. Have a good night, y'all. Cheers.
Thank you.